Yo, 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 hey, hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Casual Conversations with the homies on GRT Sports Network. Here on YouTube, we got Guru, of course. We got Tito. We're back. Oh, I know, I just realized what we're missing our name tags, but we'll get that next week. People should be familiar
What
with
up?
us.
What up? How's it going, man?
Well, how's it going, guys?
Going great. How's it going with you?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
It's all right.
Just
Come
our.
on.
It's all right. December is a long month, man. Oh, Happy New
Yeah.
Year's. Yeah, Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's, fellas.
Well, good thing December's over, right? I mean,
Happy New
January
Year.
1st. Happy New Year's to everybody out there.
Yeah, yeah. Tito.
Yeah, man. Doing all right. Just kind of cooped up at home. Doing the thing. Holidays are over, or getting started for some. But yeah, Happy New Year's to all the watchers. Everything's been pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so we're back. We're back. We're back. We're hanging out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were watching, but college playoffs are happening right now. I know Clemson versus Ohio State. I haven't been. I looked earlier and I seen who was winning. But Guru, what's going on with that game? I'm not gonna say that's the
Well,
reason why we came out late, but go ahead, Guru.
well, I mean, what you have are the two top quarterbacks battling for a spot in the national championship game. And what's just interesting about these two players is that they were number one ranked coming out of high school, and they're ranked number one and two college. They went head to head for the second time, and Justin Fields, who many said was just really the number two and who was sliding in the draft. Just the other day, I heard put on a phenomenal performance today.
Oh, snaps!
I
49
Yeah.
to
mean,
28.
Yeah. Ohio State's running away with it, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I
over
think
now.
Justin Fields actually has.
Six
I think
touchdowns.
Justin Fields has.
Golly.
Yeah, he has more touchdowns than incompletions, I think, dude. I think he only had like four incomplete
I'm at
passes.
six now. So he's 22 for 28,
All right.
385, six touchdowns, and one interception.
Yep.
Dang, so you mean tell me he threw as much incompletions as he did touchdown?
I
Well,
think
Trevor,
that kind of just speaks to people who are automatically saying that Trevor Lawrence, and look, I'm not getting this twisted. Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. And, more than likely he will go number one. But if anyone else is looking for a quarterback, Justin Fields is, if he's not number one, he's definitely number two. They were talking about Zach, this guy, Zach, I can't remember his last name,
the guy
out
from
of
Florida.
BYU.
Oh, BYU, yeah.
They all of a sudden he's moved up to number two. And I hadn't even really seen him play. So
It
I
happens.
think his performance today speaks for itself. He was damn near flawless,
Yeah,
in
he
his
has to win the
performance from the jump. So for all those scouts out there who are watching, don't drink the juice. Better do your homework. This kid can very easily go number one. I don't see a lock at number one, and I like to know what you guys' opinion is on this because a quarterback is going to go number one, number two. Who do y'all feel gives you the most upside, even though you can't go wrong with either one? Right here.
Man, you put me on the spot, but I mean, I haven't watched that much college football this year because it's difficult. So I guess right
Yeah.
now on my brain, I still go Trevor Lawrence. I guess because he's been doing it longer. He's just been doing it longer, and he has more tape on him. But Fields, he's pretty good. But I mean, go ahead, Tito. You can. I'll ask my question afterwards.
Well, I mean, uh, I'm not gonna say that I'm biased against Ohio State quarterbacks.
Huh, I see.
No,
We'll talk about that later.
but but I would. You said something that I completely agree with, man, and that's experience. I think Trevor Lawrence is the number one. I think he should be the number one, and he's gone up against, like you said, this year is really weird. Like, they've missed some games. College football is what it is. I know that we're not talking about Notre Dame, that first game, Notre Dame, Alabama, but that was a little bit of a wreck. But Lawrence has gone up against some powerhouse teams the years prior as a freshman and as a sophomore. So I do think that he has a body of work where you already know what Trevor Lawrence is. I'm not going to take anything away from Fields, though. I think he's definitely a number two. He's definitely a pocket passer. I feel confident enough to say that I know what type of quarterback he is, and way better than a no name, not named Ohio State quarterback that doesn't have a team anymore. But I think Trevor Lawrence is definitely the number one pick. But to
Whoa, what
whoever
was that
does
noise?
bring it up to get to.
Whoa, my bad. My computer just popped off some noise in my ear, and that scared the bejeebies out of me. I'm like, oh, snaps. But go ahead. My bad. Yeah, Justin Fields, he's cool. One thing about it, how do you guys feel about Ohio State being in the national championship game now with only seven games?
I think they've earned it. I mean, when you go through Clemson like that, you know you belong.
7 games though. I mean,
Yeah, but that just goes to show you that what they would have done to other teams. I'm not sure why it was the way it was, but it wasn't like they got a cupcake in Clemson when they said, okay, if y'all are going to play 6 games, we're going to put you up against the former national champions and look, or the team that was in the championship game, and that's what they did.
Yeah. All right, I got you. I don't know. I don't know. It's an off year, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
I guess to me, I thought the college playoff system should have added more teams. They should have just went to 8 games, just to get more people in there. But yeah, Justin Fields, he played good tonight. He's a 6'3" quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is kind of like fat. He's faster and he's 6'6". That might go in his favor, but you can't go wrong. Either one, whoever get drafted number 1 to the Jaguars, they're gonna be sad either way. So in this conversation, I'm pretty sure they want to be the number 2 pick because yeah, it is. I don't know.
I don't know. All right, so number 2 pick, right? I know that we're not talking NFL just yet, but
no, let's hold. Let's talk NBA, then we'll hop right back on it. So we'll
okay,
hop right back
okay,
on it,
we'll do that.
That is a valid statement. But I don't think that team. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. Yeah. So NBA, the NBA is back. What happened? Kawhi Leonard got his face busted by his teammate. KD looks like KD. They lost some games. They lost today too, but LeBron and the Lakers still look like the best team in the NBA. The Warriors are struggling for wins right now. Steph Curry looks like how he is, but he needs some help. The Rockets. Let's start off talking about the Houston Rockets. Boom. Guru, I know you want to talk about some other teams. But we can talk about the next team right after the Rockets because it's a good segue. But the Rockets, yeah, they won their first game with John Wall, and John Wall didn't look half bad. He looked like exactly how he looked in the preseason. I don't know. To me, if they can keep this up and keep this point guard play up, and him and Boogie can stay healthy, I think it's a slight chance James Harden might stay in Houston.
That's the key. That's the key phrase, though, man. Can they stay healthy? Like it's the start of the season. There's still going to be a fair amount of games out there. It's a new coach. Runs a pretty decent system. A la Dallas Mavericks, but yeah, I mean, I still think Harden's out. I just from everything that's going on outside, inside, I just think he's checked out. Like he's still going to be Harden. Don't get me wrong. He's still one of the best scorers out there. He's still a baller. But yeah, it's can they stay healthy? It's the start of the season. I'm not reading too much into it. But Wall definitely looks good. I'll give it to him.
Okay, go Ron.
Well, I mean, he was with my Washington Wizards, and it's only a matter of time, and then he's going to break down on you. That ankle is going to be glass, or that elbow is going to be glass, just something.
Huh?
We invested a lot of money in this guy. And like Tito said, I'm not going to get too hyped about it. I know these two guys are at the what would be considered the peak of their careers at 30 years old, and they've sustained a lot of injuries, both of them. So if they're both healthy now, uh, we'll see what's left in the tank. But I don't have John Wall finishing the season. He never did for us.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna say he is, but all right. So let's talk about the team John Wall left, the Wizards. How many games have they won this season?
Well, I'll tell you this: you won't find a team that's playing harder with the
How
talent that.
many games have they won this season? Guru Dennis Lindsay.
Well, we have it. All right.
0. A big goose egg. 0-5. All that Russell Westbrook has changed. He brings the energy. Get Bradley Beal out of Washington right now. Save him, Miami.
I just think right now we're working with some young players. I think it's going to take about 10 games for us to gel. You know, a lot of teams start slow. The good part is Westbrook is doing what he does. He's distributing the ball. He's scoring. These other guys are going to have to lift their level of play. Beal is a veteran. Beal's going to have to pick his spots. And look, he's going to have to capitalize on his opportunity. All right? Westbrook is not responsible for his shots. Beal can get his own shot, and he needs to put up some franchise numbers along with Westbrook. And then the other players, they're going to fall in line. I got us about a 7th seed. I won't panic.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a new season. It's a new season. Who else hasn't been looking that good? Miami.
Right.
Miami
has not looked that
Let me
good.
see. The Miami, Boston hasn't been. I know Kev was in here earlier, but Kev, the Celtics is not looking good. Nobody wants to play with Russ no more. Let's just face it, Guru. Guru, this is a question directed at you. He says nobody wants to play with Russ. Let's just face it, Guru. And then Marcus is
I
here, and
disagree
he
with
says
that.
Beal is better than Westbrook.
Bill might be better than Westbrook, but Bill has to be responsible for Bill's shot. Bill has to make sure that he puts up franchise numbers aside from Westbrook. You have to be able to play around Westbrook. And, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Breaking news: the Washington Wizards won their first game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, 130 to 109. So there you go, Guru.
Hey, we're in the win column, and that's all you need is to get in the win column. Then you start to gel a little bit. You get that confidence. You get that stroke back.
I'm gelling. Magellan.
Yeah,
Remember those commercials? Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. To me, it's the same old thing with the NBA. But right now, the Warriors is getting spanked by the Trailblazers, man. The Trailblazers got some players on their team. We all know that. The Warriors, they really took that. They really took that Klay Thompson for corner 3 for granted because they really need that back right now. Like I said, Steph Curry is a good player, but man, you know what? I don't want to go with this route this early on the show, but to me, all this Steph Curry and all of Giannis and everybody in the NBA right now is proving why LeBron is the greatest of all time in this era right now. I don't want to put him against Jordan, but I'm saying LeBron is the only person who be having scrubs on his team, and they still look like players. Like the Lakers look like ballers because they got above average players and LeBron. LeBron just turned, 37, 36 yesterday?
yep.
36.
And he's no slowing down, man. Between him and Thomas Brady, they're not. LeBron's not looking at retirement. He's not really listening to people. And he's looking at people
Nope.
that came in his draft class. Besides, Chris Paul's the only one that's still playing at a high level right now.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, Melo's in there, but everybody else is retired, and he's carrying the team. Not even carrying a team right now. LeBron is arguably carrying the league still.
So obviously the Lakers have been on TV quite a bit since they got back. I was watching the game earlier against San Antonio, man, and you got to see some of these fouls that he's taking, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, LeBron has been known to kind of, exaggerate, from time to time. But man, when he's not afraid to drive, he's going to try and use his size. But man, he was getting beat up in this game, actually, the one that I saw today, and there was no fouls called, man. Like there was one where he like got almost, mauled, and they called a jump ball, and it was just like, what's going on, But yeah, I think you're right, man. I mean, LeBron is definitely, you know, up there with Tom Brady in not showing his age. And sure enough, being able to play with scrubs. I mean, somebody's gonna say, that first Lakers season, he got hurt, around, well, I think he got hurt Christmas Day, right, where he pulled his groin or something like that. But it comes to show, I mean, they were to that point, even with, those, with Ingram and Ball and, everybody that got traded for AD. But I think you're right, Ramir. Like, I won't put him in that, we don't have to start that argument. Everybody knows I'm a Jordan loyalist. But LeBron is definitely up there, showing that he can still do it
Yeah.
at the highest level.
Yeah, I know that's crazy. They saying correction. Yeah, Devin A. and Marcus. They're saying Chris Paul got drafted the year after LeBron. So
Yeah,
hey,
1 year after him.
Hey, I think right now, I don't know if he wins another one or he could possibly win two.
Yeah.
The conversation is gonna come back up, and the conversation to me has to be settled. Because at the same time, when Michael Jordan was 36, he was a team owner of the Wizards, contemplating making a comeback. And LeBron is 36, carrying the NBA league. So,
which brings me back to Steph. Like, how many MVP or two? I want to get a correct count.
I think it's two, but overall, Steph is looking bad. Let's just I'll call it spade.
Is he still injured, or is he good now? As far as health wise,
he's good.
Is he good?
He's good.
He's supposed to be good. I mean, they rested. They were one of the teams didn't get into the bubble.
Okay, so I always say, like, superstars, especially in their prime, when they're healthy, they don't get passes. And I just think not having Clay is not an excuse, because we've seen Steph be able to explode for any amount of points he wants on a given night. All he needs is just a little space once he leaves the locker room. And so I don't understand why they're not playing as well as they are, but he needs to get it together.
I agree. The Warriors look horrible right now. They look like Marcus says it right here. He says I'm not gonna. Oh no, Marcus not watching. He says the Warriors are ass.
Marcus.
Oh man, he's probably loving this show today. He's like, these guys finally seen what I saw. But yeah, man, the Trailblazers are putting it on them. How many games the Warriors won? Probably one, right?
I believe one or two.
Let me see. Let me make sure. I don't want to get.
I mean, they have Oubre. He was supposed to be. They brought him in town like he was
playing trash.
That dude.
He's trash, man. He ain't even playing like nothing. And
he coming on the court like this, like Superman, or like they really hyped him up coming from the Sun.
At the end of the day, you can't get all these B+ players or B- guys in the NBA. That's just not going to fly in the NBA. I don't care how good of a team you have.
I'm just.
I
mean, I know that we're in the Bay Area, and I don't want to lose any viewers or whatnot, but I mean, I want to try and keep it as real as I possibly can. Like, I think people forgot that KD made the Warriors his team. Like, that was KD's team. Like, yes, they got Steph, yes, Steph, they paid him and everything like that, but that was KD's team. Like, he was the ball. He was going to be the dominant. He was the alpha, in my opinion. Even though, he doesn't have a voice like an alpha, just, and what I mean by that is, You know, he's definitely not the most vocal of vocals on the team, like leader or anything like that. But when it comes to talent, he's up there.
Okay.
He's the in my opinion, in the NBA at the moment. Um, and he made it his team. So it's like, of course, when he's gone, it's like, yeah, this is Steph's teams again. But it's like, yeah, if you know you had somebody like KD go in there and say, "This is my team," you know, of course they're not going to be playing up to it. You know, the other thing that I think is getting them in trouble is their salary cap, man. Like they just, you know, yes, they went on a championship tear. You know, yes, they won 3 out of 4. Yeah, right, 3 out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, now they're paying the price of paying all their guys. You know, like every person on that team, or you know, Draymond, Klay Thompson, Steph. You know, and even now, what is it? Oubre has a big contract. You know, or who Wiggins has a big contract. So yeah, you have all this money tied up, but it's like that's gonna keep you from building an actual squad. You know, at the same time, I don't see people running to want to play with them at like the lowest like league minimum or anything like that, like some of these other teams
Yeah.
that people are signing up for because the product isn't all that good, and or maybe the KD factor, right? Like as much as I like to talk crap about KD and you know wanting to have burner accounts and everything like that, right? But maybe everybody just said, "Hey, we don't." You know, maybe it's not a good environment. I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, man, Warriors ain't
The
looking too
Warriors
good.
had a whole bunch of stuff against them, man. But the players, you know, got injured. They left. They paid the wrong people. Not say the wrong people, but they picked the wrong people. And right now,
Draymond's making $25 million a
I'm
year.
just gonna say this right now: the GM and the coach, it's not looking too good for them right now because they're making all these trades and all these picking up all these assets. Like even the D'Angelo Russell trade last year, like why pick them up if you're gonna ship them off for nothing for peanuts basically, and get peanuts
Thank
in
you.
return? Like come on, man! Like Wiggins is nothing. We got Wiseman, so the best thing we can do is just try to build him up and make him a good player, I guess. But Steve Curry, he ain't coaching. I mean, he won 3 championships. I get it. So we're gonna give him a break. But part of them lost their aura when they moved away from Oakland, California, and moved across the bay to San Francisco. They traded in
Yeah.
they traded in the beers for the white wine, and it's not looking too good. I know we don't have any fans right now, but the fans was to turn out. And the one thing about the Warriors, they built their energy off the fan base, and they lost that before coronavirus happened. And now they lost the players, and now we're getting all these guys who I don't know. I'm not happy with none of the Warriors pickups. Like I think it's probably the last. I guess since KD really like since Boogie got hurt when we played for the Warriors, everything has been suspect. They just getting C+ players or C grade players, and it's not working. Like Steve Kerr, I don't know if it's his system or whatnot, but it's not working. It's not working. Steph being
Wiggins on the team?
huh?
Is Wiggins on the team?
Yeah, he
Yep.
is.
He was the number one overall pick one time.
He
Where is
was
he?
trash. He always been trash.
Yeah, he wasn't playing to that contract that he has.
He's trash, man. And Steph Curry he got to put it together, or people are gonna start coming. If the Warriors are 2-2 right now, so it's early in the season. But if we don't go into a big streak of wins, or at least make the playoffs and look like a good team, I think the heads are going to turn on Steph Curry a little bit.
Steph.
Cause
Yeah, of course. Rightfully so.
yeah, because if Klay Thompson come back next year and they start serving, Steph, the you know how they was putting in there the greatest of all time, one of the best MVPs ever. You know, we're gonna start looking at that kind of different. Any
I'll give
other?
him I'll give him best shooter of all time.
I might
Ray
give
Allen
it to
have
Klay.
something to say about
I
that.
might give it to Klay Thompson.
Yeah. He has a debate too.
Yeah, to me, when they
You're
lost
right.
against the Raptors, the KD loss was like hurtful. But when Klay was in there, you always felt like you could come back and had a chance to make any bucket. And then we lost that, and then all hope was gone. So I don't know. Klay
Yeah.
to me, they both good players, and I'm not saying Steph is weak because you know Steph, he works hard. he really was a C grade player who worked his way up to A+ status. So I will give him that. But right now, he's not sniffing the all-time great players in the current NBA right now. So, it is what it is. And LeBron is like 4 years a senior, really carrying a team. Like no team, I don't know. Nobody carries a team like Bron though. At the end of the day, like if LeBron was in the East, he would have probably never. If he was in the East with that Lakers team, he would have made the playoffs. So that one he lost with. But anyway, any other NBA things before we switch topics and talk about the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, Guru? Okay. Let's see. Anything else? Luka kicked the scoreboard. He should be fined and suspended 2 games. He's a thug. All right. So, the NFL draft, the Jaguars have the first pick. The Raiders are not in the playoff, but we could talk about that next. But first pick, let's talk NFL draft. Quick hit. Go ahead, Guru.
NFL draft, it looks like it's pretty much complete. At the top of the board, you have Jacksonville, then you have the Jets, and I believe the Falcons are right up there. I think they are 4th, actually. They look for them to try to move up to number 2 because Jacksonville's not moving anywhere. But it should be some surprises at the top of the board. But one name that is a surprise is Zach Taylor. That's his name. They actually have him number 2 on Mel Kiper's, on Todd McShay's big board. And anybody who knows me knows I have a disdain for Todd McShay because, hell, I make better picks than him, but that's besides the point. But it's going to be some franchise. One that in particular surprised me is this got to be BYU because I just haven't really heard of them that much. But look for some surprises at the top of the draft.
Tito, so we were talking earlier about the number 2 pick. So,
yep.
I'm not sold the Jets are going to pick a quarterback.
Yeah, that's kind of my impression too, man. I think they definitely need a new coach. Mm-hmm. But I think that GM might want to trade down if you can get the right package for that number 2 pick and roll the dice with Darnold. I mean, I know that, we haven't spoke very highly of Darnold on this show, but it's going to take a lot more than just a quarterback to try and fix that team. So I think they can do it, but I still think in the draft, it's going to be Lawrence number 1. I think it's going to be Field number 2. I just don't think Jets. There's a good potential that they're not at that number 2 once the draft comes around.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I think Trevor Lawrence, he's going number 1. He's from Georgia. That's right next to Florida. He's going to be around that area. It's a done deal. I don't think. To me, if the Jets were really trying to get a quarterback, they would have got Lawrence and they would have tried to lose. Not say try to lose games, but not try to win games is hard. I don't know if that's coming out right, but I don't think they're sold on a draft pick right now. I mean, a quarterback. So they might give Darnold another chance. I don't think they should, but I don't know. At some point we gotta look at Adam Gase and saying Adam Gase is the problem. And if we point out Gase is the problem, we gotta give Sam Darnold one more shot, I guess. And then we can kind of go. All right. So hot topics in the NFL. NFL playoffs are coming up. This weekend is going to decide everything. It's the last week of regular seasons. NFC East, who win it? Go ahead, go. Guru, you first. NFC East.
Well, I see the Cowboys winning out. I see us beating the Giants. I don't think Alex Smith is going to be effective against Philadelphia.
He's not playing,
he's a game time decision. He's a game time decision. It hasn't been
man, my opinions are changing right now, but keep going, Guru.
And listen, for the NFC East, if you can't plan on your calf, you're not going to be effective. So I don't know what they're trying to baby it for. But that's what my prediction: the Cowboys win, and we get a home playoff game. Washington goes home, and the Eagles have a new quarterback of the future.
Man, that's crazy. Go ahead, Tito, before I talk. Who you got?
I got Washington. Come on, you guys know me. Washington's
Guru,
defense is
where's the
gonna carry.
pizza at, man? Get
I
this
got
Right?
man's
y'all. Whenever
pizza.
y'all want.
Put it this way though, like obviously we were texting last week, right? And it's like it was the one time that I actually was rooting for Cowboys. I wanted the Cowboys to win. And the reason that I wanted the Cowboys to win is that it makes your game, Cowboys and Giants, a meaningful game. Cuz guess what? The Giants are still kind of in it if they win and Washington loses. Because they have 2 wins over Washington. So it definitely is one of those things where your game does matter. With us, obviously, it matters to it's a division game, right? So Philly's gonna want to take us out. Philly has no chance now, but it is gonna be one of those things where I think Washington be all right, regardless of the matter. I I really hope Smith can play just because he's a really, really good game manager. But I actually liked what I saw from their backup after he came in. Henneke, I believe that's the name. Um, I didn't realize. So another Carolina Panther quarterback. The reason he was so effective, he was the backup or he was the third stringer to Carolina last year. He knows that offense. So it definitely was one of
Knows
those where he
offense, eh?
came in, so he knows the offense. He knows, he was making some okay decisions. I mean, yes, it was at the end of the game and they put themselves two behind in order to win that game against the Panthers. But it is one of those things where I do think it was the actual quarterback play of who's no longer with our team
Dwayne
that
Haskins.
put us. Yeah, exactly. It's like Haskins, good for it. Hopefully he gets a second chance. I want to see him thrive, but he wasn't my quarterback, me personally, but it definitely was one of those things where, I wish they would have got something for him, a draft pick here or there, but I was going to trade for him. I mean, he was on waivers, nobody picked him up. But I think Washington's defense, man, Chase Young is a stud. Um, I think they pull it out, man, but I'm going to be a nervous wreck. Everybody knows that. Washington hasn't been in the playoffs for I can't remember when. Um, so Washington wins it.
I
Oh,
hope they don't get there.
yeah, I don't know. If Alex Smith doesn't play, they're not good there. If Alex Smith plays, I give them a fighter's chance to win. But
Thank you.
but my thought before I heard this Alex Smith revelation is that the Cowboys are going to beat the Giants. The Giants, they were pretty good, but their defense is stalled. Their offense is stalled since Daniel Jones got back. And Andy Dalton is not two shakes bad in his offense now. He has he has his 3 wide receivers looking good, and Gallup, Cooper, and what's that guy? CD Lambs. CD Lamb. I almost said CD's nuts,
Hmm.
but I didn't. Um, they look pretty good. It sucks that if they win, they go to the playoffs, and Tampa Bay will have to go to Dallas to play them. And I can't believe that we started this season bashing Guru and the Cowboys has a fighter's chance of making the playoffs. I don't think Washington's going to do it with the backup guy. It's Alex Smith was playing, then yes, but if the backup is in there, no way, no chance. Dwayne Haskins got cut. Let's just talk about that real fast. He got cut on midweek. It was a lot of reports, and him putting his team at danger. That's what really did it. In that horrible loss he had, he really didn't have no stats, and you kind of feel bad for the guy. Like Booger McFarland had some comments about him and other black players. I thought that was out of line personally, but I think if he would have just kept it to Dwayne Haskins, it would have made more sense. Because when you're a black quarterback,
Yeah.
you are under more scrutiny, and it does suck. But it's kind of like that. We kind of feel like that's like everywhere. So if it takes you 10 steps, if you got to work twice as hard or do something, just do twice as hard to work and you'll get the results. And he seemed like from reports they saying he didn't want to do nothing. But him being 23 years old, he got a lot of time to grow. He got another team is going to pick him up. His arm talent is there. He fired his agent, so I don't know what that means. But it's nothing. Like you got all these other quarterbacks in the league, young guys, and they have a reputation of being like hard workers and being the guys that like put the work in, like Lamar, Deshaun, uh, Patrick Mahomes, Russ. I'm comparing them to black quarterbacks right now because I thought Booker McFarland was totally wrong, but there's other quarterbacks in the league that's kind of under that same stature that's doing the work, that's putting the work in. And Dwayne Haskins, he fumbled it in Washington, like we all said it. But at the end of the day, Ron Rivera was right. He said he wasn't ready right now, and he really wasn't ready. Alex Smith would have never got hurt. Dwayne Haskins would have still been having his job comfortable, learning slowly in his position where he can learn slowly besides being the first one in, last man out. He'll find another team, but you know, you can't make excuses for some of the things he was doing. Like I understand it's your girlfriend's party, you want to go do this and that. Like, nah, you really can't do that in this day and age right now. Like the team has a playoff push. We just seen with the Denver Broncos how it is with quarterbacks. If one guy gets to go down, people mostly can go down. Or even with the Cleveland Browns, one receiver went down, they all caught it, the team lost. So you can't be putting the team at risk. But I think saying all that, Alex Smith doesn't play, they don't win. If Alex Smith plays, the Washington Redskins win when Alex Smith plays. He's what 10-4 with them, or 10-5, I think. That's what I
Yep.
read. So what else? The Raiders suck. I know I'm just talking right now, but I have to get this off my chest because I've been texting about this a lot. John Gruden is he not? I'm not saying he's getting exposed because I admit it. I said, hey, I think Kyle Shanahan is more of a quarterback guru than John Gruden because he won with Tony Dungy's players, and he's not really a coach like that. And I know y'all been saying that all year, like what has Gruden actually done? He done some stupid things. Hey, where Guru go? I'm talking Raiders football, and Guru is not here. Can't believe it. It
He
must be.
said
Here I
deuces.
come. Sorry.
He said deuces. But nah, it's
Go ahead, Tito.
it's I mean, we've said it on the show before, and it's like I think when we said that, Gruden won with Dungy's players and everything like that. I mean, sometimes it does take a little extra to get over the hump, right? Like, I mean, I mentioned it, Gruden's Raiders still made it to the Super Bowl, like, Callahan had Gruden's guys, so it's like it was good enough. I mean, if we want to go cross sports, I mean, are we gonna say Kerr took Mark Jackson's Warriors,
You
and
could
what they were
say
doing
that,
or anything like
but
that,
when he re-up and won other times, then I think that kind of.
right?
Wait a minute.
But
Wait a
but
minute.
it's
Wait a
yeah,
minute,
but
Tito. Now you kind of got me in this wormhole.
I'm just saying, like we sometimes it does take a different voice, coach wise, at least what we've seen in the leagues, sometimes it does take a different voice to get the team to the promised land, to win it all, or to say. But if anything, I mean, yeah, I do think this season does fall a little bit on Gruden. I mean, once again, I do think it's the Raiders, that contract that they signed him to. If he can deliver one championship, one Super Bowl in those 10 years, it's going to be worth it. But I don't think they're going to let him go. I think, he's going to be a Raider until he wants to say he's not a Raider anymore. He needs to make the right decision though. And bottom line, Carr, man. I mean, Carr, you live and die by the sword, man. And it's like that to me. Carr won games and lost games, and it really just comes down to his play. He needs to be more consistent, and take it from there. But I mean, you do got to put the responsibility on the coach to realize that that's probably not your guy. Make the move, take your licks, and just move on. But
I don't know. He won 17 games with the Raiders basically and lost over 25 games. Jack Del Rio in the same 3-year span was 26-20, and we had a playoff run. And his only bad year was the next one after Derek Carr got hurt. They got rid of the hometown kid. He's a group Raider fan. We shipped him out to get John Gruden, and John Gruden is not proving nothing, man. To me, he's not doing a good job right now with the team, and it's not. I'm not gonna put all this on Carr, but when we get in these positions to score, we're not scoring the ball the right way. We always tell him for 3 points too many times. We did it at the end of the game. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand you want to milk the clock out, get the go ahead, but you know your defense is trash. We just gave up a play less than 20 seconds to a touchdown. Get the points you can so the team has to score at least 5 points to win the game. And it just, this old school offense, it's just not working. And the old school practice regimen is getting the players tired. Like I said, we were 6-3 just a day ago. And now we're what, 7-8 right now? That means we won one game since the first half, and we had the easiest schedule in the second half in the NFL. Well, the second easiest strength of schedule, and we can't close those games out. We lost too many games at the end of the game, and that one game we won in that span, the one game we won in that whole span that I'm talking about,
You should have lost.
we should have lost that game. Like, bro, like I don't know, like Raiders being a Raiders fan is a headache, but I don't know. I want everybody to get it together. Let's see. That's true. Mark Jackson was going to take. Yeah. We got Kev Johnson saying Steve Kerr's not that good of a head coach. I agree with that. But yeah, man, John Gruden is not looking like it, man. Like even Mike McCarthy of the stupid Dallas Cowboys had his team playing better at the end of the season, because sometimes it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we don't never finish strong in the months of late November, December, and that's the playoff time. And then you look at this other team, this weak team, and the Cowboys, who I can't even call a weak team, because they might make the playoffs. They might play Tampa Bay. They might got a fighter's chance to beat them. So it's just like, I don't know. To me, he should be on a hot seat, but him having that contract, he's not going to go nowhere. But Carr, it's his last year, I think. But I don't know. Even the game with Mariota, how you not? You doing RPOs the whole drive for 20 play yards, 30 play yards, and you get on a 2-yard line and you don't do one of those plays that was effective for the quarterback. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man.
I do.
Here we go. Dang, Guru, that's like, I felt like we wrote that in a script somewhere. But go ahead.
Not to really pile on to anything, but I just think that, it's like what I said at the beginning of the season. John Gruden, like, he'll run the wheels off of you. He grinds you. He grinds you. He's got that old school approach. Mm-hmm. And his players, towards the end of the season, the second half, they are worn the hell out. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's still behind in today's game, because there's no reason young players should be wore down. He did that to Cadillac. He was a young player. He just like, he wears them out. He feels like, well, they're young. They got all this energy. Man, he's wearing them out. And not only that, that's pretty much it. If he didn't wear them out, maybe they would have a chance.
And they're not doing the right things either. Like, I know Paul Gunther got fired, but the defensive scheme is not doing the cornerbacks no favors. Like, I was reading a long analysis on the whole thing, and they were saying that the way he runs his defense is he leaves his cornerbacks on the island to make all the plays themselves. We don't have the pass rush to have our cornerbacks be left out there alone. Either they left on coverage alone, or they're responsible for one-on-one tackles coming out the backfield. And as you look at the Raiders, they have the number one out of all secondaries. We have the number one most hurt secondary with injuries this season, because our cornerbacks, Arnett, Joyner, it just, everybody. He, number 24, who I hate, everybody's left alone to make one-on-one. Guru got the ruler stick out. What's going on with the measuring tape? But they have to make one-on-one tackles, so they're getting hurt. So it makes sense. The Raiders, I don't know. But let's talk about these other NFL teams. I'm trying to pull up the NFL playoffs. But we got Miami Ravens, Cleveland, and there's one more AFC, and that's another. What's the last AFC team?
Well, it's Tennessee, Miami, Baltimore, Cleveland, and the Colts that are all 10-5.
Okay, cool.
So all of them have. Out of that, you're gonna get three teams. You're gonna get three teams out of that are gonna go.
I don't think. Didn't Ryan Fitzpatrick get COVID, right?
I think three teams, right? Like how many make the
It's
playoffs?
3. It's
Seven this
7,
year,
yeah.
right? Okay, yeah. So three teams out of that are actually no, four teams then. So only one team is not gonna
Yeah,
make it.
Miami's that team. I think Fitzmagic has COVID,
Well,
so Tua's playing. They're playing the Bills. The Bills are playing for the second
I think
overall
I
spot.
think Cleveland is the one. Cleveland's the one that's like odd man out though, right? Like they need so many things to go right in order for them to go get in.
Now let me pull it up. They have it on the internet right now, and I think Cleveland has it.
Because I think Cleveland plays Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but they playing.
I
They're
think.
playing Mason Rudolph. Where's these playoff scenarios at? It's too many. It's too many. Yeah, I can't find it. Where's the thing at? I'm trying to look. Winning they're in. It's too many scenarios. I forgot what was it? Bleacher Report maybe? Bleacher Report. Come on, Bleacher. I don't know, but I think Cleveland's gonna get in. I seen their chances. I like them. I think they're gonna win. And it says something about Miami losing. So, oh, where's the stat? I don't have the stats in. Yeah, let's go to the picks and then we can kind of discuss it. Yeah, I got Buffalo. Cause Buffalo, they're saying they're trying to get the number 2 spot. They might sit some linemen, but I think Fitzmagic has COVID and Tua is playing. So I'm going Josh Allen. I've been going Josh Allen all season. I haven't been proven wrong. Even when he played the Raiders, that was the one game I picked the Raiders to lose, and that was against Josh Allen. Bills. Bills Mafia. Who you got, Guru? I got Miami. Oh, is Guru frozen? Dang, it froze like on a perfect pose. Well, I'll be Guru. Let me just cover my head. You know, I'm gonna just pick Miami. Miami. Go ahead, Tito. We'll do it without him. Dang, 12 points. I, yeah, I got Baltimore, but not covering the line though. That's a. Hey, Baltimore. You know, I don't know. I think the critics might have to be quiet on Lamar Jackson for like forever now. I think so. His passer rating is up there. His completion percent's up there. Yeah. So. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland. They're not playing no starters. They have the AFC North wrapped up. We'll see though. Mike Tomlin might have pull out all the stops just to beat Cleveland. Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll pick Pittsburgh too. I don't care about this game. Let's just go Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Oh, so hey, Cleveland, all they gotta do is just beat the yep, and then everybody. If the Colts and the Jacksonville, I mean, if Colts lose, and if the Titans lose and the Ravens lose and the Dolphins lose, they'll still get in. But I mean, but if they win, they get in essentially. Man, I'm going the Jets. Yep. Yeah, yeah, Cam Newton. He only has 8 touchdown passes. Like, come on, that's a bad team. He can't Belichick with those players, man. He has no good QB play, has no good running backs, no good offensive line, no good wide receivers. He has nothing good on that offensive team. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, the NFL, the turnaround is quick. So I think he has one more shot. Somebody's gonna give him one more chance because he looked good in games at times, and somebody's gonna convince themselves it's because of the team that he had on hand. Which they're not a good team, but I don't know. He's not looking like Cam. He's looking slow out there. So to me, I can see him going to like maybe the Falcons or something, just like a hometown pickup, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I would say New England because he hates Sam Darnold, but he just said he I don't know. Yeah, cool. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I got Dallas. Makes sense. I don't know if Tampa Bay's playing their starters. Are they? Because yeah, I think because who has the second seed in the NFC right now? It's still up in the air. Oh, okay. All right. Next one. Yeah, me too. Man, for some reason I got Chicago in this game. I don't know why. Hmm. That's that's why I got the Bears, man. I think the Bears trying to make this late playoff push, and they're gonna get. I think they're gonna get in. Yeah, I don't know. Guru is that? He's a wild card. I don't care. I'm gonna say skip. Nah, yeah, I give it to. Eh, I give it to the Raiders, I guess. I don't know. Dang, I'm kind of like beat up as a fan right now to where I don't even care. That's messed up. They kind of. Yeah, I don't know. To me, if they win this game, Carr still stick. The debate for Carr still be on the team is still there. But if he goes out there and lays a duck, he's off the team. That might be better for my life. So I don't know. Yeah, he'll pick Denver. Yeah, I got Indy. Yep. I got the Chargers. I'm fighting for my mouth and life. Yep. Man, this game between two guys who are playing like trash right now. I'm personally gonna say the Rams because I'm not picking the Cardinals ever. Yeah, they have to be. I think somebody has to want to punch Jared Goff in his face. Oh, you know what? Jared Goff is not playing. I just remembered. Jared, his thumb is broke. Yeah, but nah, the Rams got the number one defense. Kyler Murray, I do not believe in. I'm still going Rams. He would say Arizona. He doesn't like Jared Goff. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle because I can't pick the Niners. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners won though. Let me just say that. Hmm. New Orleans for sure. Yeah, I think I'm kind of putting them on the first guy. I mean, first head coach. I mean, first time head coach, first year. So I'm giving him his pass. Like you know, they seem like a good team in the future. That they'll be pretty good. Yeah, but I'm gonna go New Orleans. I have Houston because they want to let Big Papa JJ down. Yeah, he's. And you know what? I think what was that? Probably like a month or half ago, where you talk about how Deshaun Watson might have a career year this year. He is. He's playing really good football as an individual. Yeah, he's not.
Has some, but I mean, you need a run game. You need to establish a run game. I know that he's a mobile quarterback, but you need to establish a run game, and Johnson's not going to do it for you. That trade is still garbage. I mean, Arizona's not the killers that we thought they would be with adding a D
Oh
Hop
man,
in there,
we
but
had
D
a
Hop.
problem. You know, I think when Guru left, the audio cut off. That's where the audio source is coming from. I fixed it now, but I'm thinking like the last 10
Okay,
minutes. But it's all right. It's okay.
nobody heard anything. We'll just run down now. All right, a whole new show now. And the last game is going to be Washington versus Philly. This one got flexed into it. Um, yeah, I mean, Washington is -3.5 here. Once again, I said this earlier. I got Washington here, regardless of
I got
quarterback.
Philly, but Tito, I do need you to, if you could, go run to your picks again real fast because I know people look to that a lot.
Definitely. All right, so we got Washington, Philly. Obviously, Washington. We got you said Philly. We got Tennessee, Houston. I got Tennessee. Ramir said Houston. I got New Orleans, Carolina. I said New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
I think Ramir said New Orleans. We got Seattle, San Francisco. I said
Seattle.
Seattle. Ramir, you said Seattle as well. But then again,
Don't be
hey, if you guys are betting on these things, don't be surprised. San Francisco plays them really, really hard. The next game, you got Arizona and the Rams. Per Ramir, the Rams are not playing Jared
Yep.
Goff, but that might be a good thing. So we both said the Rams
Yep.
here. You got KC versus the Chargers. KC is not playing everybody because the Chargers are favored by 3.5.
So
I
I
got
got
the
the
Chargers
Chargers.
here. Chargers here.
And
Anthony Lynn is fighting for
I'm
a
fighting for my
job.
motherfucking life.
You got Jaguars, Indianapolis. Indianapolis has to win in order to stay in contention to the playoffs. So Indy here. Everybody knows on this show that I love Indy. I love their D. Whoa,
Pause.
pause. But it is Philip Rivers is gonna Philip Rivers. But hey man, they use Jacoby Brissett very often,
I
in
hate those
there. I mean,
stupid
they don't
gadget
use him
plays, man.
as an actual quarterback, but hey, he's still part of their scheme. I'll definitely take
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised for a
Um,
quarterback sneak trick play this week too, where he actually throws.
yeah. So you have the next one was Las Vegas, the Raiders versus Denver. Vegas is favored here 2.5. Vegas,
I
I
don't
I want them
care.
to finish out 8-8. Rainier didn't care. He said,
I
he
mean,
doesn't care about this game. So
we'll
we'll
just
say
we'll just say
we'll
Raiders.
say it's a tie for Rainier.
Yeah, hey, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Then is Green Bay, Chicago. I said Green Bay. Rainier, you said
Chicago.
Chicago. Atlanta, Tampa Bay. I said Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Ramir said Tampa Bay. We have Dallas versus New York. Dallas is minus 1.5. We definitely know Guru says Dallas. Ramir actually says Dallas. I say Giants.
I don't see it happening. I don't even know why you're picking that. The Dallas Cowboys are playing good.
I just think it means a lot. But you're right. Like Dallas did show up last week. Their receivers do seem to be awake now, but it just I don't know. I'm wishful thinking want Giants to win, but you got the Jets versus New England. Ramir said the Jets here, and he talked me into this pick because I didn't really have a pick. I'm gonna say Jets as well. Then you have Minnesota and Detroit. Ramir actually said Minnesota. I said Detroit.
Why
I think
did you say Detroit? Why?
Because Stafford's to me, I strongly believe it could be Stafford's last game as a Detroit Lion. And I think he's going to want to audition for other teams, and I think he can pull it off. But that's just me. I'm going by the play of Stafford. But then the next game is Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. Pittsburgh's not playing anybody because the line is -9 by Cleveland. Ramir said Cleveland. I said Cleveland as well. And then we have Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati. Baltimore is 12.5, which we both thought is a pretty high line. Don't think they would actually cover, but I'd be surprised if they do. Baltimore wins. Both of us called Baltimore. And then you have Miami, Buffalo. Buffalo is -3. We both said Buffalo in winning.
Yeah, and Cam said.
But yeah, those are
he's talking about Alvin Kamara being out with COVID. Oh well, shouldn't be partying. No, I'm just joking.
Kamara's out.
Yeah, he's today he failed the COVID protocol.
Oh man. Well, I mean, they still have what's that? Murray? Murray's still there?
Yeah, Latavius Murray and Taysom Hill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Taysom definitely play some running back. You're right.
So, he'll play anything. I can't wait to see him kick a punt. I think he has already. But all right. That's it. That's our show. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we can get Guru on a full charge of his phone or something I don't know. He switches it up. Sometimes he uses his computer, but he'll text us later about what happened. But I did see
for
some
sure.
ice and some tape measures, and I seen something leather. So I think something is going down at his house because it is 10 o'clock. But all right, everybody. We'll see y'all next time.
For sure.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.